So, thanks for staying tuned. You're watching Today with John and Helen live on Plus TV Africa. And this week, we shall be looking first at the topic family values in changing times and to unearth the new realities and also discuss the prevailing values in our world today will be Buki Femi Ajala.
Indeed, John, but before Buki Femi Ajala joins us, let us introduce the alternative energy expert and consultant, Chief Operations Officer, COO, and co-founder Battery Joint or Battery Join It. You tell us more about that later. Ajibola is a former banker, a management consultant, and one whose professional experience has equipped him with the ability to view business and environmental challenges through a holistic lens. Please join us as we welcome our very first guest on today's show, Ajibola Adekunle. How now?
Yeah.
Good morning, Ellen.
There's light all around you.
Yes, I know.
Plenty light.
I can see that.
Yeah, so you're welcome. You're welcome to the show. Certainly, we have a lot of work to do to demystify the general belief about renewable energy. I'm sure you'll agree with me.
Yes,
Sure.
I do.
So first, I would like to know that I personally do not have or do not need millions and millions of naira to power my home or my business, using alternative energy. So kindly introduce to us your world. And your world, by your world, I mean the renewable energy thing. So what is renewable energy?
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for having me. Renewable energy, basically, this has to do with any energy that is derived from nature. In simple terms, as long as you get it from nature, it's renewable energy. It might be from the sun, it might be from the wind. As long as you get it from nature, and after it is dispersed, it also is gotten back and recharged by nature. That is renewable energy.
And that's simply put.
Very simple.
You know, that actually answers a lot of questions because I never even looked at it in that manner. That look, it has to be renewable from
The
nature.
sun, then from nature.
Okay, so now that we have that, how can renewable energy be made affordable for the low income and medium income families? Because that's where I that's where I situate.
That is where
A lot of us.
60 to 70% or maybe 80% of Nigerians fall in, if we're going to be
Yes.
honest with ourselves.
Okay.
Affordability, affordable. I think that word is kind of relative to everyone, and it can be objective or maybe subjective if I say that. What is affordable to one person is not affordable to
necessarily.
another person. But when it now comes to renewable energy and solar panels and inverters, affordability comes down to what the energy need of each individual family or company is. A family of 5, family of 3, and probably a bachelor all have different energy needs and what they would want their renewable energy source to provide for them. So with respect to affordability, it comes down to what your energy requirements or your load is. Then we start distilling from there. The problem I see in this business, I have been in it for 8+ years, and what I've come to find out is that people do not even know what their energy needs are. They just want something that will power everything in the house. And when you go through that route, that's when you find out that it is quite capital intensive and it is very expensive. But as a consultant and as an energy provider, I sit down with my clients and I tell them, this is what I think would work for you and will work around your budget and make it work.
Okay, so today we are your clients.
Yes.
The millions of our viewers are your clients.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we haven't come to consult with you privately in the office, but this is an opportunity, to give us all of the information that you need. And I guess you're talking about affordability being relative when you put it back to back with, the normal energy that we use now.
Yes.
The government, power supply, and all of that. And even that, we need to be sure and to be careful what is on at what time. A lot of people do not know that.
Exactly.
So, for renewable energy, is there a payment plan? How does it work, really?
Okay, so preferably, we like cash and carry. Bring your money, we install for you, and we do what we need to do. But because of the situation of the economy right now, disposable income is quite low. There's inflation. So we have partnered with finance houses, with banks, to come up with a finance plan and a structured payment for clients and prospective customers. Remember that this also comes at a cost, because you are essentially borrowing money to finance your project. So yes, there is that affordability, and once the client comes in and comes on board, we sit down and we agree on what works for you. There is the 6 months, there is 1 year, there's 2 years finance structure available to all customers and clients.
Finance structure.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's very important.
Very, very.
Because you see, these days things are hard.
Very hard.
And I try to imagine, if I am complaining so hard, what about other people who don't earn as much as I do? Now, the question is, wouldn't you support that government provides subsidy, palliative,
Oh my God.
something that will help us
make it easier for almost the 80%
afford,
that you talked about?
The truth is, the government has tried. With respect to regular energy, I have seen improvement in grid energy that comes from the PHCN, and asking the government to also dip their hand into renewable energy might be something that they might look into in the nearest future. But right now, I think the government has a lot on their hands that they need to.
But we need the power now. And we need to
so they would look at the grid energy and the power from the grid and the PHCN.
Yes.
And I think that is even being subsidized for the community and citizens at right now. Where I would like the government to come in is probably for us, the producers, the manufacturers, and importers, because right now we are having to transfer costs of our devices back to the consumer. Right now, just to clear your batteries, to clear your solar panels, we're having to pay extra couple of millions, which essence affects the price at which we give it to the final consumer.
Okay.
So yes, if the government are going to come in, I would say if they can come in from
If
that
they do that,
but at the moment, there's no...
Not that I am aware of.
Okay.
So we source our funds by ourselves. We go to the banks. We open our Form M's and Form A's and all that good stuff. So yes, that would be a great initiative to really help us do that.
Yeah.
All right. When you talk of power, you know, there's a prepaid thing.
Yes.
A lot of us are still struggling to get it. And there's what's that one they do now? That they just guess how much you...
Estimated
beta. Thank you so much. You know, all of that is what is in place now.
Yes.
If we're going to look at alternative,
Yes.
you know, take the alternative route and go renewable energy, is the use of renewable energy confined, for example, to small households, or can it be made to cover clusters or settlements or communities?
So thank you for that question. But before I go into that question, I would like to make a clarification that no matter how we talk about renewable energy, in our environment today, in our economy today, it can never be like the grid energy, because a lot of my contemporaries, a lot of my colleagues have failed to make the public understand that when it comes to output, when it comes to the quality, yes, renewable energy would try, but it doesn't come near your NEPA
Perhaps
or your
not right now.
Right now. Renewable energy can be used by everybody and all. Like I mentioned earlier, it comes down to what your budget is, what your capital is, what your energy needs are. From a single person to a nuclear family to an extended family, even to industrials, communities, you can employ and use renewable energy. It just comes down to what scale or what the capital you want to invest into that project, because I would not sit down here and tell you lies. We're on national TV or international TV. It is not beans like we call it in Nigeria.
It's
not moi. Exactly. So it works at all levels. All levels. We've powered schools, we've powered companies.
You can actually expand.
You can expand, and that is exactly, that's the beauty about renewable energy. You don't have to do everything once. You can start small and start scaling. Yeah. So I get a lot of questions. People saying, "I want solar. I don't want inverter. I want inverter. I don't want solar." Truth is, they are same of the same, because your solar is just an alternative charge. Without your inverter, without your batteries, you cannot get solar. So it is a whole package. But you can start with your inverter and your batteries first. Then you now add your solar panels to charge.
It's really a good thing that I'm getting educated on this. But I get a sense that it's a lot more involving, renewable energy that is running your own NEPA. It's a lot more involving. Could you just tell us now, what are we expected to do, for instance, to keep the life of our inverter, our batteries, and other things going for long? How do we maintain?
It's really not an Herculean task, to be honest. The first thing I will say is load management. That is the key thing. Whatever you have agreed with your provider or your consultant, make sure you stick to it. In this part of the world, we are not used to following instructions. For example, you install a 1.5 kVA 2 batteries for an household just to power your TV, lights, and fan. That is the agreement. But mistakenly, one day someone powers a fridge with it and say, "Oh, this thing actually works with the fridge." It becomes the norm.
So you add the fridge.
One day somebody else mistakenly powers an iron. You say, "Oh, this thing works with it." So that is already taken away from what you have signed up for, and the lifespan of that system is going to drop drastically. So the first thing is stick to what has been agreed and your load management. The second one is that depending on the kind of battery you use, if you're using there are some batteries we call wet cells, tubular batteries that you need to top up with water, distilled water from time to time. It's not something that you do every day. Just like you check your water radiator. Do you understand? You just go from time to time to see, there's an indicator there. What is the level of the water? If it's gone past the line, you just call your...
So once you get started, it's something that you can maintain and work on yourself. You don't always have to, be held onto the strings of, consultants like you and business, energy business people like you. This show really has two objectives. One is to provide information for families to see how we can ease, the difficulties that is on ground at the moment in all sectors. And secondly, to also be able to get someone out there interested and to be able to say, okay, this is an area I could, venture into and make some money as side hustle. So can one begin this as a profitable business and provide renewable energy? How does it work?
It's working for him. See, he's looking sharp.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it is possible to actually go into this, and it depends on the scale at which one wants to go into it.
It's like, why did you even decide to do this?
For me,
he left banking.
Okay, for me, I would say I had leverage. So my father is a battery importer.
Okay.
So I was brought up, I was sent to school with batteries, but he does automobile batteries. So he's the sole importer for Train battery, Unical, and Falcon batteries. So from an early age, I had seen that, oh, it was business and this was what it was doing. But as I grew up and I interacted with people, I started working, I saw that there was a gap for renewable energy, and I could just do inverter batteries. So I reached out to him and I told him, oh, instead of automobile batteries, can you look at inverter batteries? And we just make the call to the manufacturer, and it's been smooth sailing.
So you are available to help one or two young people who are watching this show right now.
Definitely, definitely.
Young people like me.
Take them off on this path, right?
Yes, I am. So they can become dealers to us because we are importers. We import batteries too, and they can also be retailers. So yes, just they can look us up on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter at Battery Joint. And yes, we can take the conversation.
Okay, before we go to a battery joint, let's see how because in the last few months the economy,
oh my God,
has really stretched us.
You don't want to talk about it.
It's thinned out.
How would you say that the economy, at least in the last few months, how has it affected your business? Maybe affordability.
Let me tell you in simple terms. A container of batteries that we used to sell under 1 month, it takes us 3 to 4 months to sell now. Batteries, when I started this business in 2013, one 200 amps battery was 40,000, 50,000. Now those same batteries are going for 180, 185.
Those are the industrial size.
Not industrial size. What you use at home. The industrial size, you don't even want to go there. Do you understand? The regular ones we use at home. So tell me, how do you begin to sell that to
and I'll probably need about 6 to 8 to run.
No. How about no? You
That's
probably,
what I'm told.
No, you need. I think 4 should be fine for
about
you.
About
4 200 amps batteries would power your TV, your fan, and your fridge,
by
freezer.
400,000.
Yeah. So you're looking at almost 1 million for 4 batteries only. So yeah. So that is it. Right now we're struggling. But because we have also built a customer base over time, new customers are not coming in as much as they do, but we have kept our old customers and we have continued to provide services for them. And
I know we are running out of time.
I'd like to ask at this point, what are the positives, the advantages, of renewable energy over the energy that we are used to?
1, it's cleaner. 2,
and when you mean cleaner,
compared to your generator, the noise, the fumes, it is perfect. I've had clients that once they get hooked on it, they call me and say, Jesus, why didn't I do this thing earlier? It saves you the stress of looking for fuel, looking for diesel, monitoring fuel prices. Once you install it, you literally go to sleep and just make sure that your batteries are in good shape and you service your inverter or your solar panels at least once a year, maybe for cleaning. That is all. But apart from that, it just gives you peace of mind. Like you live like you're abroad, because once NEPA goes, it just takes on immediately. Nothing shuts down. Your TV, your DSTV, nothing shuts down.
When you are away from home, John, when you are away from home, how do you conserve?
You just turn it off.
The usage, okay.
You just turn it off. That's all.
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
You make it sound so.
It is easy.
Because if you have prepaid, and you are not available, the meter is because some lights you will be left.
We have
controllable.
Yes, we have switches, just like the way you switch from gen to generator, from gen to NEPA. You can also switch from NEPA to.
That's
inverter.
interesting.
So,
I don't know how many minutes we have left.
Maybe the last question.
The last question. I'll sneak this in. Because you see, you've talked about solar, inverter, you haven't mentioned hydro, but now Could you tell us what are we expecting in this area? We've seen solar. We've seen any other thing you think?
Right now,
Renewable.
I think people are already making research and working on hydro using
hydro.
water. The research is not probably on commercial base right now, but I know someone somewhere is doing it, and as soon as it becomes
Maybe that's
commercial,
an idea for somebody.
yes. If there's someone out there that can do it, please let me know. I'll be willing to partner with you and just it's a great time to be alive. Innovation and
All right, so we're so kind today. So we'll give you 1 minute to say your final thoughts. If someone were just joining this show at this point in time and like, oh God, I missed, what were they talking about? What would you have to say?
Look at renewable energy, something that you can do and it's actually affordable. Just get what your energy needs are and contact us at Battery Joint and we would sort you out. So
Okay, that word I was stammering or struggling with earlier is Battery Joint.
Battery Joint. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. John.
Great. I'm sold. I'm just looking for my first million now. To be able to
You don't need millions to be honest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for
so
having
much
me.
for taking time to spend with us on this show. That let there be light, they say,
Yes.
and that is the scriptures, right? And so the need for power is basic and fundamental. And again and again and again, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. We'll
John.
find
Thank
time
you,
to
Helen.
bring you back on the show.
Definitely. I would love to be back.
Thank you so much for being with us. And I think we should take a break now. Yeah?
Yes.
We'll take a break now, and we'll be right back.